Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about top 10 best cities after COVID. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Here are the 10 cities which dealt with COVID the best. Number 1. London. As the capital of capitals, navigates the uncharted waters of a post-Brexit world, it continues to reign as the world's best city for the 5th year in a row. For the 6th consecutive year, London is ranked first. It has never been ranked lower than first in our world's best cities rankings. However, the city faces significant challenges in 2021. Since the referendum vote was counted in 2016, there has been speculation about the effect of Brexit on London's prosperity. For 2021, our rankings place the city at number 5 in terms of global Fortune 500 companies, identical to 2020, 29th in terms of GDP per capita, and 52nd in terms of unemployment. However, our recent ranking subcategory, the Gini coefficient, which we refer to as income equality, demonstrates the city's troubling imbalance between rich and poor. London ranks 149th out of 263 cities in this category. Could a Brexit settlement have a chance for redress? Certainly, some of those who voted to leave hope, although vainly, that this would be the case. In vain, as JP Morgan Chase & Co. became the largest multinational to leave the good ship Britain in September, relocating $230 billion from the UK to Frankfurt despite Brexit turmoil. Number 2. New York. America's urban core was shattered by the pandemic, which would take a long time to mend. It's a difficult time to be, almost, at the top. As cases increased in March and April, New York became the nightmare coronavirus epicenter of the United States. At one point in April, over 18,000 COVID-19 patients were hospitalized statewide. Daily fatalities peaked at 799 in April and have surpassed 24,000 in total. Not long ago, all of the data made sense. Although New York ranks 64th in terms of the size of its convention center, the Jacob K. Javits Center is currently undergoing renovations to double its size. Most recently, its square footage was converted into a 1,200-bed field hospital with the capacity to expand to 2,900 if necessary. Number 3. Paris. Just as terrorism began to wane, the Notre Dame Inferno tested Parisians' determination once more. However, the City of Light continues to thrive. On April 15, 2019, as the Notre Dame Cathedral burned, people gathered in the streets of Paris to pray. They were joined by almost everyone else on the planet with access to a television. Naturally, this was not an isolated incident in the French capital during the last few years. However, after numerous terrorist threats, and the devastation of its famous cathedral, appearing the insurmountable tragedy and adversity, Paris triumphs and emerges brighter. Despite the devastating fire and a year of yellow vest unrest, Paris maintained its 2018 level of 35.4 million visitors in 2019, according to Statista. The City of Light is ranked 3rd in our product group, with the 2nd best airport connectivity in the world, 5th in museums. The city boasts over 107th in attractions. Infrastructure spending has accelerated in the run-up to the 2024 Summer Olympics, and the city continues to develop hotels at a breakneck pace. Number 4. Moscow. Russia's alluring capital is a cultural treasure trove spanning the centuries. Any traveler to Russia will tell you that Russian influence, at least over visitors to the country's capital, is very real. You'll fall under Moscow's spell the moment you set foot in this constantly fascinating and dynamic destination. Curiosity about Russia has developed in tandem with political intrigue, which may explain why Moscow was the 14th most trending city on Google over the last year. The global interest stems as much from Russia's impressive 2018 FIFA World Cup. The decisive final matches were held at Moscow's Luzhniki Stadium, part of the city's 360-acre Olympic complex, as it does from the Kremlin's global ambitions. Number 5. Tokyo. The futuristic metropolis is reconnecting with its ancient feudal origins by investing in street livability and resident well-being, Olympics or not. Despite earthquakes, tsunamis, and typhoons, Tokyo retained its top safety ranking. Which is advantageous in a place where there is so much to learn and experience at all hours of the night. Tokyo continues to enchant visitors from around the world with its creativity, performance, and 24-hour kinetic mobility. It was ranked number 1 in shopping due to its world-class experiences, such as Ginza's luxury department stores, which were recently expanded with the addition of the art-adorned and sharply planned Ginza 6 shopping center. Tokyo has the second highest number of restaurants per capita in the world, and ranks number 6 in our culture subcategory and number 3 overall in our programming category, even with the 2020 Olympics postponed. The display will continue in 2021, barring a pandemic. The popular pulsating nightlife, number 9, can be witnessed in a variety of ways here, from the bright lights of Shibuya to the, well, bright red lights of Kabukicho. Number 6. Dubai. Dubai, an alluring fusion of extravagant encounters, Arab roots, and luxury shopping, rises like a mirage from the golden sands. Dubai is a city of superlatives. You can take the elevator to the top of the world's tallest building for a bird's-eye view at least, before Santiago Calatrava's tower at Dubai Creek supplants the Burj Khalifa as the world's tallest structure, wager on horses at the world's richest horse race, and pose for selfies in front of the world's tallest choreographed fountains. These encounters are not coincidental. In the 2010s, the city reinvented itself, evolving from a sterile playground for a handful of ultra-wealthy Emiratis to an international tourist and business destination. This has contributed to the city having the second highest proportion of foreign-born residents of any city worldwide, and they are an educated bunch, ranking number 16 in the world for educational attainment. Number 7, Singapore. Asia's financial superpower refocuses its goals on improved infrastructure and in-house creativity. Few cities have accomplished as much in as short a period of time as Singapore has over the last 5 decades. The meteoric rise of a politically insecure, resource-poor, and unskilled ex-colony to a talent and capital-hungry shipping hub, the world's busiest, and, eventually, Asia's wealth management capital is the pinnacle of place brand engineering. As a result, Singapore is rapidly emerging as an Asian financial powerhouse, with city leaders adopting a methodical, yes, some would say, heavy-handed approach to urban development that considers needs far beyond the next election. Singapore's continued investment in research, talent development, and corporate headquarters recruitment means that it will continue to have a sustainably wealthy population for decades to come. That is why the city-state continues to climb the ranks of the world's wealthiest cities, with a rising cluster of Global 500 companies, currently ranked number 30 overall. Number 8. Barcelona. The city's defiant Catalan capital's intoxicating combination of beach, architecture, and ingenuity has positioned it as the poster child for global overtourism and its solutions. Barcelona is a near-ideal European city, with year-round near-perfect weather, miles of beaches, iconic parks, striking architecture, and vibrant neighborhoods that march to their own beat: artistic, sophisticated, bohemian. It's unsurprising that it places in the top 10 of our place category, which evaluates a city's natural and built environments. Barcelona, steeped in history and proud of its cultural identity, is a tourism magnet, much to the chagrin of the many locals who view the crowds as a threat to their city. Barcelona has been a global leader in implementing programs aimed at reining in the effects of runaway tourism, such as real estate investors who buy apartments only to rent them on Airbnb, further depleting an already scarce supply. Number 9. Los Angeles. Los Angeles continues to set tourism records as it unveils billion-dollar infrastructure projects one after the other. Los Angeles has always had star influence, but when Michelin revealed in June 2019 that 24 restaurants in the greater Los Angeles area had been honored with the Michelin Guide's most coveted accolade in its inaugural Michelin Guide California range, it became clear that it meant more than a Lister's and movie cachet. Indeed, 6 of the Guide's 7 new 2-star designations are in Los Angeles, reiterating the city's status as the most exciting food city in America. Of course, none of this matters, as hundreds of those thrilling dining establishments have been shuttered as a result of sheltering in place. COVID-19 has thrust Los Angeles and Mayor Eric Garcetti into the national spotlight. The city was the first metropolis in the United States to call for near-complete closure, and the largest city to call for complete closure of all non-essential businesses, the mayor recently noted. Number 10. Madrid. Spain's kinetic capital is undergoing a people-powered renaissance at the moment. Madrid bore the brunt of the pandemic, with more COVID-19 reports than any other city outside the United States in the top 20. Outside of Asia, it was the world's first wake-up call that the latest coronavirus was a true and imminent danger capable of bringing entire countries to their knees. However, the city, a newcomer to the top 10, is regaining its footing following a sustained lockdown. Its dazzling number 22 ranked museums have reopened with space reduced, and recent expansions to the Prado, Reina Sofia, and Thyssen-Bornemisza. The Spanish capital is finally reviving its city-building legacy. with this much-needed investment in its abundant, but long-dormant, infrastructure and public properties. However, museums are just the tip of the iceberg for a region. All old is fresh again in Madrid. It's not all about the city's well-known cultural riches. Madrid is also finally committed to modernizing the city in ways that benefit its people. Madrid's number 18 ranking in our sites and landmarks subcategory is well-deserved, considering the long-overdue completion of large-scale projects, such as making the central Gran Via Boulevard significantly more pedestrian-friendly. What do you think about this video? Which of the following top 10 best cities in the world after COVID you find most interesting? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.